Admiral's log, Stardate 1009202016.3, Starship Excelsior's log, NCC 77246. So, decided to come on for a couple minutes to share with you a humbling and broken heart that I have. Now, as you can see, today we waited till 4:15 for the mail to come, and Chloe decided to go and do the mail herself. And so Chloe did the laundry today. Hold on a sec. So, anyway, so my cousin emailed me and he asked me specifically about fly rods. And he asked me, well, hello there, Cam. So he asked me about fly rods. And I said to him, the equivalent of fly rod is the equivalent to trying to match the hatch or match the rod. So I picked him up this book. He got it yesterday. Now, I don't know if my cousin or cousin-in-law will be watching this video. I know my cousin said, are you mad at your cousin Tara? And I said, no. And then he asked me about the 7-weight fly rods. Right here is the size chart. So if Corey's ever watching this video later, the size chart is on page 16. So it tells you what line weights and flies you use. Line weight 1, flies 16 to 28. Line weight 2, 12 to 26, or 14 to 28, and it goes down. Now, 7-weight is 4 to 18. Now, if you look at the match, right, and you look at it closely, trout with small flies with small streams, that is 28 to 16. Trouts in medium-sized waters, 24 to 10. Freshwater bass and pike, 3 to 8. So if you look at it, you got 3 to 8. So that's about a 9 weight, it seems. So 7 weight is 2 to 14. 2 to 14. So it depends on what fly rods you need, but at page 16, you understand what it means. So I was explaining that to my cousin, because my cousin's curious about a 7-weight. Well, personally, I think, in my opinion, he should just get the entire Encounter series and be done with it. His quiver with the Encounter series, he can tackle every type of water up to 8 weight without needing anything bigger, unless he's going for jumbo tuna and stuff, which would be 12 to 14 weight. So, anyways, what is up, Cam? You're watching Leatherface. Well, good for you. I, on the other hand, am very depressed. I'm going to be getting some laundry soon and putting on my jammies, because I'm tired of living in these pants miserably. Now, I have an announcement for you all, so let me get it corrected, okay? The management company doesn't know that there's a violation in people breaking the rules when it comes to dogs. And I better not disturb little Pumpkin. He is eating his kibble. So, I've been watching Sherlock Holmes, and being addicted to it. I got 2 more episodes of season 3, which are basically long-term movies, which reminds me, I want to look at my book for a second to see where I am into season 3. Sign of the Four, done. The Final Prom, done. Charles Augustus Milverton, done. So they didn't break, so we still got some. The Hound of the Baskervilles, done. I think I'm on the Valley of Fear right now. Then they have his last bow, which is, Wisteria Lodge is done. I don't know. I, on the other hand, am trying to get things moving along so I can enjoy a good book. But I've been so devoted to Sherlock Holmes that it has been... So I sent dear old Watson out to get me some beer tonight. Chloe Watson went to get some beer. Toby Holmes is sleeping in his doggy bed, and Ebony Holmes is sitting here eating his pellets like a good little rabbit waiting for his cage to be cleaned. And he's enjoying a belly full of rabbit food. So, I'm not going to be here this long because Cam's not commenting on comments. He's watching Leatherface, which is more important than anything. My cousin Dinky basically thinks I'm mad at her. I'm actually not mad at her. I'm just busy at the moment, waiting for the mail. You see, there's 2 problems on this pronged face Earth right now. One is, logically, in deduction. I deducted yesterday the letter for Chloe. Being either 4 possibilities, nailing it down to 3, and then realizing out of the 3 possibilities it would come back to 1 possibility, which would be another little stimulus check for her to go towards not tapping into her other funds. So, I do have a suggestion for my cousin, so I might as well get off my butt and email him a thought. So, I finished that, but I'm still waiting for information from my fly guy, which is kind of making me really wonder if he stole my money and if I can truly trust him. There you go. So, that email is done. No, I am not doing anything for Halloween. Unfortunately, we don't do anything on this island. But that's okay, because I have better things to do than just gobble up, stuff. So, anyways. So, for everyone wondering, I know Cam's going to be pissed. He wasn't around yesterday, so I better cut to the bullshit and get to the stories. We'll have a Pepsi. Or a dip. Whatever Cam thinks I should. Oh, now he's done and he wants some attention. Cam, you triggered him to want attention, so here we go. The little guy wants attention. Hello. Hello, Cam. How are you? My name is Ebony Holmes. So, you find anything to deduct, little bun bun? He says hello, Cam. Yes, he does. Hello, how are you today? You a good little bun bun? Come here. So, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? I do have things to do, Cam. So, yesterday morning, I received a letter from Social Security. I had 3 possibilities. 4. A. Possibility 1, 25% chance Chloe would be kicked off of disability insurance because she didn't have a benefit. No treatment. 2 was they were going to tell her she owed still $522 for a payment. And I said to her, well, $522, no problem. They'll just tell her to write a check out, or they'll take it out of her checks monthly until it's paid off. That was another 25%. Then I came up with the third option. That they were going to give her $1,800 check, doing the math, $1,830 check. Or give or take, minus my mathematical skills, which is highly unlikely, being a deduction using my mind. And the last one was they were going to give her less money and take out the $522. Well, let's just say dear old Chloe Watson got a check coming in the mail in the next 4 days. Direct Express has nothing pending, so I assumed it was coming in the mail. Well, it says she's getting $19 shy of $1,300. So $1,281 stimulus check, which I know you don't want to hear it because, well, it is. You're still waiting and trying to figure out what happened to your stimulus check, which we don't have any new stimulus update. That was in the previous video before I did this video. So, anyways, so Chloe's getting $1,281. Yeah, $1,281. And it will be received no later than October 12th. So, there's only 2 options. Direct Express or paper check. What do you think of my deduction, my dear Cam? I think I did quite well. Now, let me tell you the story about yesterday, which Pee-wee and I talked about already. And yes, I'm trying to get the dishwasher prepared for another load. I've been trying not to slack on the dishes because I have a lot to do today. So, before you ask, Ken, I did some work for Chloe today on stimulus check ideas for her money, for her $1,281, for a retro check of her last SSI payment. So, right here it says, here you will get a check for $1,281 by October 12th. I said that's fine, but let me tell you a story that happened yesterday. So as soon as we got the letter, because I deducted it was going to be knocked out with the $522 that she had an overpayment, we turned around and waddled over to town. And while we were there, we went to the gas station, and they didn't have any food. I was smoking my luxury pipe tobacco, known as whiskey-flavored pipe tobacco. on the road, and then I grabbed my Meerschaum pipe. When I was relaxing, and she went to the other gas station, she found egg rolls, 6 of them she ate, and she brought me a double cheeseburger. It tasted like garbage. Then I went ahead and went with her to the co-op. Turns out there was 2 problems with the co-op. There was enough money on her food stamps, but she was trying to run plasticware, which food cart only allows food items, not plasticware. Well, lo and behold, it kept being denied, so I used my card. The organic food for tonight's enchiladas is costing me about $83. But last night, I decided to go over after she went to the pharmacy, had to get some needles for our hormones. Chloe has to have injectables. And lo and behold, gotta clean this though. And these, so I will just do this, and this, and this, and rinse this stuff off. Because powdered milk, as you know, takes time. This needs to be put away in here. And this needs to be cleaned as well. I made powdered milk today, and I found the perfect way of doing powdered milk. I'll explain to you how I do the powdered milk. The powdered milk is easier said than done. And that is the secret and trick, the powdered milk. So, this fits nicely in there. Perfect. So, let's just clean this real quick. And then we will run this into the trash and get this rinsed. And I will explain what I'm doing as I do it. So I'm cleaning the powdered milk thing here, trying to dissolve the powder in this. Warm water dissolves it, but clumps it up too to stick to the can or the thing. There we go. So the experiment you do with powdered milk is simple. I always do different things. One being, which everyone loves my theories. Will this fit in the dishwasher? I hope so. Otherwise, it's got to be washed again in the next batch, which I'm not wanting to waste dishwasher time. There it goes. It fits. Then what we do is we take this and there we have it. Clean. Oh, and this, of course. There. Turn it on, and we got dishes done. So, before I do that, the secret is to rinse the milk jug out. That needs to be rinsed. I didn't have a chance, by the way, because I was doing dishes earlier. And then you can see there's powder in the bottom. Or is there powder on the side here? Let me see. This side. Good deal. So, rinse this out thoroughly with hot water. And then finally, what you do is turn it to cold water, like so, and then you run cold water through this jar. I'll show you what I'm doing. Instead of instead of... Alright, and then what you do afterwards is you take this, and lo and behold, you're going to love this because I'm reusing glass jars to save on recycling. You dry this off, and you put it in the fridge. Because this is completely rinsed clean and thoroughly clean, you put it in there. And as the water gets colder, the milk, the powdered milk, dissolves better, and you just whisk it in. When you're done, you take and you rinse out the container, and then you do the thinkable. And you take the cold water that's already in the pitcher that you stirred up, that's all milk, and you pour it back into a cold, refrigerated milk container, the glass one. Seal it up, and you got milk. Simple. The colder the water, the more easier it is to dissolve the powder. So I keep 3 bottles of water on hand cold. And then when I need more milk for my coffee, I just mix it up that way. Eventually, we won't have to go and get some more, more milk. But right now, I don't need any because I have plenty of powdered milk in the back room stored to avoid going out. That is what I wanted to say. So let me hypothetically turn the dishwasher on and we continue, and I will go through your chats. So, what can I say, bud? God has been good to me. So, tonight, I will finish my story about Chloe, which is an interesting discussion. People think I'm an idiot. There we go. Then the dishes are done, and I'm going to get a Pepsi soon. So, the deal was, after I went from the co-op, and spending $83, Cam, I decided to go to the grocery store that kicked Chloe out. I bought French dips makings, roast beef, au jus, and hoagie rolls. Made them last night. I still got half the roast beef left, half the hoagie rolls left. Actually, I got no package of hoagie rolls and some more au jus. So, what happened? Well, got an email here. For is anyways, so I went to the store, and when I was there, Chloe was heading out after getting the needles and the estrogen. So I went, and I was trying to be nice at the time, and I stopped her, and I put my stuff in the shopping cart, sat down to catch my breath, and lo and behold, Chloe says, "Why do you shop at that bigotry store?" Well, the logical answer was you had to go to the pharmacy, and I had to go next door to get me some ingredients to make our dinner tonight. Is that logical or not? Well, she said they're bigots. Then finally she snapped, Cam. "Oh, hello there, Gail." And then she said, in loud voice, so the entire community could hear, next to the courthouse, next to the sheriff who's going to his car, she says, "Wes is a motherfucking bigoted white trash piece of shit. Then the sheriff looked and shook his head. And I said, you just embarrassed me. And then Chloe smiled, chuckled, and said, Mary is a motherfucking bigoted white trash piece of shit. At that point, I knew the management company would hear about it, and I would not be able to step foot in that store for 6 months due to the guilt by association. Well, I have roast beef sandwiches. I also have provolone cheese, my dear fella. I also have, besides provolone cheese, I have Swiss cheese, pepper jack cheese, and sharp cheese for my sandwiches with mayonnaise and sourdough bread. So, anyway, on my way home, I couldn't say anything. I had my dip in my mouth. I just had a couple pipes, anyways, with the whole thing with $82 there and $64 in another place. I didn't want to spend any more money, so I went home. So I made dinner up. Then I put in some cartoons. Chloe wanted us to subscribe to the Boomerang channel, which dear old Chloe Watson wanted that so we could watch the Flintstones and the Jetsons. Well, today I got up multiple times, had to pee, go back to sleep. I got up, washed up, saw there was a mail piece that was not noticed. And comparing the letter, by the way, since Gail's watching this, I'm going to say it. Comparing it between Saturday and Tuesday, Monday's a holiday, I'm deducting either Direct Express, again, it's 50-50, or postal mail of another check for $1,281, which means there is another stimulus check coming down the pipe for Chloe, which I have the letter right here that says, no later than October 12th, you will receive $1,281. Well, Chloe right now feels kind of embarrassed, Mr. Cam, due to the fact that she had to scream out loud to the management company at the grocery store, calling them fucking bigots. So there you go. So today's mail came, no paper check, and I checked pending deposits on for Direct Express for Chloe's card, nothing. So between Saturday and Tuesday, we should be getting a paper check, or it goes to Direct Express. But because it's not pending in Direct Express right now, which they would have something pending on a date, I'm assuming it's coming paper, which means we'll just drop it off in the bank, and it will all be good. So we have $1,281, which next week we will be going shopping for supplies at Walmart, which means it's been a blessing by itself. Trump didn't sign anything. I know this because I have basically looked at it. There is nothing signed by Trump. Trump's losing, and he's trying to get the people. Ha! Look at this. The Miami presidential debate canceled. Wow. He's really losing it, I tell you. Literally losing it. So, there's nothing revised signed. Donald Trump hasn't signed anything. Pelosi pushes a new bill to determine whether a president is capable of serving. Wow. Trump's law and order mantra goes missing in the wake of domestic terror plot against a Democratic governor. Trump is getting increasingly desperate, sparking new fears for his health. Wow. Do you see all this? No one can recuse Amy Coney Barrett from a Trump election case but herself. Illinois Republican congressman announces he tested positive for coronavirus. Amazing what's coming out of the press right now. So, I don't see anything on 6 tabs that I have open on President signing anything. He hasn't signed jack diddly crap. Oh, what's this about the 25th Amendment? Let's see. removes the president. Let's see. Extraordinary constitutional measures should be invoked to remove President Trump from office, saying that's for us to decide, even as she throws her weight behind a new bill to give Congress a role in determining whether the president of the United States must be forced out of office because he's incapable of doing his job. Trump's recent coronavirus diagnosis have a problem. Give Congress saying removing president from under the 25th just because he's got a little virus. Majority of bodies 7 along with the virus. Oh yeah, that's really original. Can you believe this crap we're reading? And I thought the Daily Mail was pretty bad. It was good at one time, you know. I better check my card soon to see if Gerald Watson got my beer. At least 12-pack of Guinness. I told her I wanted a stout and my dip. So don't be afraid. Well, that's fine. Let's see. Increasingly during the election, speaking new fares for his health. Well, what's wrong with his, Well, 25 days to go. Another interview with director of Fox News to get him. Pelosi at Bloomberg TV. So debate over debate. COVID cure. Wow. It's basically just malarkey. Let's see. This one I'm curious about. So we have 9 justices, and he wants Comey Barrett to be part of it. So he, So recuse. Oh well. You know what? I personally think she's a moron. I think everyone's a moron when it comes to the Supreme Court case. Problem is, we have to see how many more people in the Senate get coronavirus before logically basically making a decision to even appoint her. Fishing in the course of 2 years. So my cousin's still asking questions about fly fishing, and I've read 997 books from the library that I had. The library kept purchasing books. That's why the library fund was kind of poor when it came time. But you know what? This video and this channel is not about politics. I'm just saying what I think. So besides Chloe basically making me embarrassed yesterday, and I can't go out of town for a while because of her screaming at the management company across the street at the courthouse property, even though the grocery store is across the street from it, I have guilt by association. Excuse me, I don't have a phone. Duh, my phone service has been gone. What is it with people? They don't watch my videos, my dear Cam, and they don't realize I have no more boost. I have no more cell phone. I only have email, which is fine by me. Now Chloe's addicted to Netflix over having phone service, which Boost is still down on the island. Why do you think I turned Boost off? I wasn't going to tolerate that. And that bag phone doesn't work because it's only 3G. So I know that my local news channels would basically post this stuff. So basically, whatever he signed. Yeah. Well, I'm just Googling it. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Oh, yes. Trump signs off on a $1.8 trillion Corona package. Basically, this is what he signed. Does anyone even know what it means? Or is everyone a complete fucking moron here? Let me explain it. Nancy Pelosi wanted $3.4 trillion in the original HEROES Act, sat on Mitch McConnell's desk. Then Mitch McConnell hammered out the HEALS Act, which was $494 billion. It sits on Mitch McConnell's desk. It couldn't pass. Then Steven Mnuchin turns around with White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and says, well, we would like to get a top deal of $1.5 billion. And now you're thinking, oh, well, a stimulus check's going to come in the next 24 days. Sorry to say, but you can kiss my ass because I'm not sugarcoating this here. It goes like this. When they brought $1.5 billion, Nancy Pelosi says, I'll go up $1 trillion. Trillion by going from 494 billion or 84 to 1.5. But good old Mitch already said today that it's murky waters that they could even pass 1.5 trillion because the Republicans are worried about the fucking people freeloading off unemployment and other benefits that they want them to go back to work. So let me read this to you because I'm going to. There it is. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell cast doubts early Friday on the possibility that any and if all deals could be passed ahead of Election Day. Give me a Guinness because I could use a beer about now. The situation is kind of murky, and I think in murkiness is a result of the proximity of the election. They're only focusing on the election and passing the Supreme Court justice. They don't give two shits about anyone else passing $1,200 for the people that need it because they think anyone who's on disability, retirement, survivors, SSI, veterans, or railroad can go and kiss their rich asses because that's all they want you to do. McConnell told reporters in Kentucky, and everyone's trying to elbow a political advantage. I'd like to see us rise above that. We didn't March in April, but I think that's unlikely in the next 3 weeks. Unlikely because, one, you got Ted Cruz and the rest of these things like McCarthy turning around and saying, no, we're not going to go $1.5 trillion. We won't go $2.2 trillion or $3.4 trillion. So what happens? A week ago, the deal was, and I quote, the deal was a week ago that $1.6 trillion is what Steven Mnuchin put on the table, trying to get the American people to rise up and say, give us a deal. The Republicans said, we're not spending that kind of money because, frankly, it is not going to agree with the Republican senators. They want every one of you to quit fucking asking for a stimulus check and deal with going homeless or accept the $200 card, which is smokes and mirrors for medications, and extended food stamps. The extended food stamps are only going until December 11th when they have to redo the clean resolution bill. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or someone to deduct what's going on in the U.S. Senate. Now, let me explain. So basically, Trump said, here's what Mitch McConnell said in the Washington Post today. Any bill larger than $1 trillion would be difficult for many Senate Republicans to accept. Could be relentless to put legislation on the floor, would divide his conference, especially if he tries to focus on confirming a new Supreme Court justice, which is the more important, he says, than giving the freeloading mooches a check. Then it would alienate some conservatives. The White House proposal would allow certain unauthorized immigrants to get stimulus checks too. Unfortunately, they don't want to give any illegals a stimulus check. And then Mitch McConnell also says, through cold water in his prospect for legislation, saying it's unlikely in the next 3 weeks, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, discussed the internal GOP thinking that substantial opposition to the deal, both within the administration among the congressional Republicans, predict that a package around $2 trillion would receive the support of 10 U.S. senators. So 10 in the Republican side. The bill would be dead just like the $484 billion or $494 billion. Republican James Comer, a Kentuckian, said McConnell on Friday said that despite the support for the president, a lot of the conservative Republicans are not going to be giving excess spending because the freeloading mooches demand a check. They need to get back to work, and they need to get back to work now. Let me see. I'm doubtful in the end something gets done in a big way. You get to remember there are a lot of senators on the Republican side of the aisle who are not in the cycle, and one of the most damaging votes could spend another couple trillion spent in a relief bill. Former House Majority Leader Eric Cantor, who lost seat to conservative insurgent, in the business. There are some Republicans who still believe we have to deal with the increasing debt and deficit of the country. See, they're more worried about the debt in the country than giving the elderly and the disabled a fucking check. So, shall I continue? This is a pretty big, interesting thing. Says there, in addition to money for cities and state and unemployment insurance, new proposal is $1,200 stimulus checks. Both sides have supported these policies, so appeared to settle on $75 billion for testing, tracing, although Democrats continue to push the administration for language on a comprehensive testing strategy, something Pelosi and Friday is unsettled. The new $1.8 offer billion that President Trump signed off on to give the American people help. Tuesday he called talks off. The Wednesday he said so. Later Tuesday he called 1,200 checks. Airline aid, which by the way the American people are pissed off that they got to bail out airline aids. They say let the airlines fail so they can get more stimulus checks for them people's needs because they're going to go homeless soon. Shall I continue? Small business assistance, and again more airline aid, right? And cruise line aid, by the way. So that's what it says. Now let's go to the last tab I have open. So will they get a $1.8 trillion counteroffer? No, because even if they tried, it won't pass the House. You know. Stephen Mnuchin, Supreme Court takes priority of all your fucking stimulus so they can use the Supreme Court to say the entire election was fraud and Donald Trump will stay in for 4 more years. So that's why they're fucking doing the Supreme Court thing. But you better pray that every or a lot of the senators can catch the coronavirus, and then they have to sit out for 3 or 4 weeks before the election so they can't confirm the judge. So, Federal Reserve is pestering them for stimulus, but do you think they're going to pass something in 25 days? Use some common sense and some logic on it, because frankly, that's what it is. So the thing is you got all these greedy people out there wanting their damn checks. Yes, exactly, Cam. I agree. I've done the research myself, my dear friend. Yes, but don't you fucking realize what I just fucking said? Or do you deduct anything I said, and I quote, the U.S. Senate, Cam even understands what I said. The U.S. Senate's not going to pass a $1.8 trillion bill. They're off of recess. They got to vote for it. Donald Trump didn't sign anything. He signed off on the idea of $1.8 trillion. He didn't sign anything. It'd be over every fucking newspaper in the country. What he did was he supports up to 1.8 trillion. Mitch McConnell says he doesn't want to support any 1.8 trillion because 10 senators would support it. Everyone else wants to give no one more money, including the fucking people on the government benefits and doles like SSI, retirement, survivors, disability insurance, railroad veterans. No one's getting another check. Pee-wee's talked about this. I've talked about this. Joe's talked about this. Cam's even talked about this. The only one it seems that wants to fucking suck everything out because they're hopeful is, I don't know. All I know is we got a letter yesterday that states that Chloe's getting another $1,281 check that goes in the bank, which will be taking care of our needs until fucking January. In the meantime, people need to be fucking ready to realize in 25 days, and they're all on vacation, they're not going to pass anything. Even Mitch McConnell says they're more importantly wanting to pass a Supreme Court judge so they can keep Trump in office over giving everyone fucking stimulus checks. What Donald Trump's doing is look at the left hand. We're going to give you a fucking check. Meanwhile, on the right hand, it's smokes and mirrors. Look, we've been waiting for a second check since May. It is already October. Do you think I am deducing that there will be a check in 25 fucking days? No. The logical answer is use your fucking noodle. There is no more fucking checks. None. They haven't even offered a plan for the $200 Medicare coupon program or a special $200 food stamp program. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like everyone in this fucking country wants a measly $1,200. $1,200 doesn't go a long ways. I'm getting more entertainment right now talking to Cam than having my head blow up over this. Yes, he signed off on an idea. Logically, that's it. Read CNN. Read the Washington Post. Read the Seattle Times. Read the Denver Post. Read the Cleveland Plain Dealer. Read any newspaper you want. It's an idea, an ideal. It's not signed into law. Pelosi said she will go no under 2.2 trillion. He's offering 1.8 trillion, but he also knows that he can't pass it because no senator will even pass $484 billion because of a deficit. So you wanting $1,200 for Christmas, you're not going to get jack shit. The only way you're going to get fucking $1,200, or my inside sources tell me, not that anyone would mind, Cam will do a happy dance, that when Biden gets in, on January 20th, he will sign a bill giving $2,000 retroactive from January 2021 backwards to January 2020. I mean, it's 13 months of payments of $2,000 per person. So that's your only best bet to get a stimulus check. Otherwise, go ahead, vote the way you want. Donald Trump's trying to save his last 25 days, and with his presidential debate canceled in Miami, that just leaves him one more to debate Biden, which means it's really looking grim for him right now. As Cam says, I don't give two shits who's who in the presidency. I care about the American people. And right now, the American people say no stimulus, no votes. And they will do that too. Let me see how much money I got left on my card because I asked for at least a 12-pack of Corona. No, I didn't ask for Corona. Now, I don't want virus beer. I wanted Guinness. That's what I wanted. I wanted an Irish beer. And I wanted my tobacco because I'm almost out of tobacco. So it costed me $70 for beer and tobacco at the gas station. No, well, 67, so I was close. $67. Wow. Well, there you go. And anytime someone doesn't listen to me, my head gets to the point of stroke levels because, frankly, I've been trying to say this for the last 25 days. I don't give a shit. I get an update on a stimulus, I run with it. But right now, $1.8 trillion ain't going to go anywhere as the Senate ain't budging. They're more importantly wanting to put a Supreme Court justice in it. Now, I do think that if the Democrats win, which is more likely, they're going to stack the decks with 6 more Supreme Court justices, making the country protected in their opinion, which means the Republicans will lose faith. Hello, Doe. Look at the cute does. Oh, look at the twins. or you ask me, I'm looking at deers. So, I don't have much time to talk to you guys tonight because, like, say when Chloe gets back, I'm leaving to go watch TV again. But I wanted to share with you this story about Chloe's outburst next to the courthouse and the fact that she got $1,200 coming in a check for an SSI payment. They see the way they're only going to pass, okay, as if Donald Trump comes out and says, I support a $3.4 trillion stimulus package. I'm with the Democrats, right? Even if Donald Trump comes out and says, I'm for a $30 trillion stimulus package, give everyone monthly checks for a year. You got to remember, if he's on board, he's A, trying to save his election campaign with 25 days to go, or two, he's doing it to say, look, I'm trying my best. Give me another chance. The Republicans in the Senate don't give two shits. All they care about is not raising the deficit. They want everyone that was waiting for $1,200 to help support them to get off their lazy ass because the virus ain't that bad and to go back to work. Using my deduction and all the news articles I have seen being stuck in here for so many days, I've come up with those conclusions. It was just an idea that he signed off on $1.8 trillion. The Senate's out of recess. Do you think he can get it signed tomorrow? No. However, as I say, whatever comes our way on extra checks, we'll take too. Just like this check, $1,281. That'll take care of our needs until January or February. Or until Biden gets in and gives us extra $2,000 a month, which means that's $4,000 per person for both of us for 13 months. So let's see, 24, 48, 50. So about $50,000 in cash if they pass the thing, which they might, to help the economy out, which a lot of people are going for Donald Trump's demise, to be kicked out of office. Hamburger Helpy. Never heard of Hamburger Helpy. Is that a new version of Hamburger Helper? Hamburger Helpy. You know, you're like many people. If it's not nailed down and you qualify, you take it like everyone else in this country. Plain and simple. The poor think that they need more and more and more to survive. The odds are stacked. Are you thinking, Cam, that Donald Trump's going to lose and Biden's going to win? The odds are in Biden's favor, because I see it that way too. I mean, the only way he's going to win is if he basically uses the Supreme Court to say the entire election was rigged. And that's the only card he can use. Otherwise, he's got to accept defeat, because he knows his last 25 days are bad. And with this virus, he's not even giving any idea how to contain it yet. This virus might be lurking for 3 or 4 years if he's in for another term. The country might just go completely bankrupt because of it. I, for one, don't know what to think. Great. Seems that's the last of my dip till she brings me some. Oh well. Hopefully she brings me back a nice pint of beer. Told her I wanted, Well, I just think it's a good idea, Well, good for you. I'm having enchiladas for dinner. Chloe's making me enchiladas. Chicken enchiladas, shrimp enchiladas, beef enchiladas. I can't complain. Maybe. I don't know anything about Weird Al. So, anyways, like I said, it was ideas, nothing more. He basically says, I'm signing off on $1.8 trillion. Now let's see what the Senate does. And the Senate already said, fuck you, we ain't going for it. This close to the election. So, because Columbus Day is on the 12th, tomorrow's the next day for mail, and then we wait till the 13th, which means this entire Columbus Day weekend is going to be interesting. Every day gets us closer to the end of the month. Every day gets us closer to the election. I've seen so many things about the election. Get rid of the baboon, blah, 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 in the White House. I'm just going to be glad, like Justin Fisher said earlier, one of my new moderators, that we would be happy that they could be over with this damn election. It feels like a curse. What if my pint glass will be ready when the time Chloe gets back? I honestly got to dig up my jammy bottoms. Thank God they're clean, finally. Finally, they got clean after 30 days of being worn. Constantly. Tomorrow's Saturday, so I should check about ordering some lamb soon. Some lamb roasts, at least. We're going to be stuck waiting for victuals. But anyways, tomorrow morning I will check the Direct Express card for Chloe as usual. It's not on Direct Express. I can assume it'll come in mail Saturday or Tuesday. And by the way, this was a retroactive payment, so it's not a stimulus check, but Chloe's treating it as a stimulus check because she wants to spend it on outfitting us for another 3 or 4 months. Meanwhile, I got a computer that should be shipped soon. If anyone needs to know about that, going under the Christmas tree now. I had to pay $150 more because I did not want my cousin to get involved because my cousin Corey thinks I'm mad at my cousin Tara. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just fucking angry at the fact that my cousin didn't even say anything about Texas when I explained why I was angry. That was the thing. I basically said, look, I don't understand. You guys want me to go, you want me to do whatever, and yet you guys won't do whatever, and so
I got the mango for me and got your stout for you.
You got me my 12 pack, I assume.
6.
I said 6. I said 2 6-packs. I said a 12-pack.
Are you gonna drink? You were trying to drink 12 in one night?
No, I was gonna drink 12 in 2 nights.
6-pack tomorrow, but you got here's your dip.
And how many cans did that come with? And it better be cherry.
It's all cherry. That's all I got.
Good. But I said 12.
My bad. I screwed up.
Yes, when you left, I said get 12 for me and 6 for you. Yeah. I guess.
I could go back and get you another one of these.
Well, that's fine then.
You want me to do it tonight or tomorrow?
You can do it tonight if you have to. You got my card.
I'll go run back up there and get you the other one, okay?
Thank you, my dear Watson. I paid for 6 for you.
I'm supposed to be making your dinner right now.
Well, when you get back, you can make dinner. I'm still full from that sandwich.
All right, and put this away too.
Fine, I will try to put it somewhere. And by the way, what are you here watching? Gonna clean the fridge? We got some moldy pizza that's been in here too long. mango.
I'm not pushing the cart though.
That's fine. I'm going to do it. Now that I got dip, I'm having me a extra stout. Ooh, you got the strong stuff. Now you're really making me happy, dear woman.
Yeah, I'll have to go get you another.
Well, I'll have to find my Swiss Army knife, so I got the can opener. How many did they have up there, dear Watson?
What?
Just one more?
I think they did, yeah.
There's one more, get it. If there's two more, get it.
Actually, let me see if there's one more. I'm going to carry it by hand.
All right, that's fine. Thank you. Still waiting for that package to come to everyone.
Maybe one or two per night.
I hate how they cut out 8.8 ounces and call it, but extra stout. Cheers, everyone. Jolly cheers. I have a pint of your finest tonight. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Cheers, because of the $1,281 check coming in the mail. Oh, yeah, this tastes better than the last batch of stout I had. No, I didn't buy another phone, my dear lady. I haven't been out, and I'm not ordering one online. Not with Boost, anyways. And my other phone is coming from Q-Link Wireless. When it comes in the mail, then I will have my original 509 area code from Eastern Washington. That is what I spent $25 on, which Chloe will take with her to call when she's at Walmart, so we can save on phone service. It's costing me $103 a month for useless service, but they still can't fix a Boost. So my phone's used as a Wi-Fi device, and I can use it to call through Skype. Wireless. Thank you, my dear Watson. Doesn't listen. That's why I needed this right away. She doesn't listen. You tell her, when it comes to something she wants, she can remember it instantly, and I do it for her. But when it comes to me, she can't even remember head from a molehill. I don't know. That's the thing. The deal is that the lady's in San Diego, and unless the lady does a video virtual call, they might just drop all the charges, which Chloe basically the other day said that they don't have any cares for me. The reason for it, my dear woman, is because Chloe turned around and said, and I quote, "The American people, like my cousin and cousin-in-law, don't truly care for me because I invited them out for Christmas, and they're more worried about leaving because Biden's going to win, and they want to move to Texas." Now, when I specifically said what troubled me to my cousin in an email today, I called Telegram, instant back and forth. I said, and I quote, "I wanted to go fly fishing with you in springtime, but it seems it's pretty much futile because you're going to Texas." And yet he's still looking for a river to go fishing for trout and salmon in Oregon before springtime. So it doesn't make sense what's going on. And they're not telling me, and I'm not privy to know. All I know is my cousin wants to go home. Cousin-in-law wants to go home to be near her family, which means her family comes first and everyone else is basically crap. And then my cousin asked me if I'm mad at her. No, I'm just busy doing YouTube channels and watching my Sherlock Holmes and reading my books. We're stuck in a pandemic and I might as well. So, as long as the lady's in San Diego, my cousin thinks in the next 11 days in the arraignment, they might drop charges because she's not there to testify, supposedly. I don't know how the court system works, but Chloe thinks she needs to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law for beating the shit out of someone. To me, I don't know what to make of it anymore, my dear girl. I already did. I even lost my phone number. And the phone's still down. If you go to Twitter, you can still see it's down. So the computer is shipped. I just got to wait for it to come in. So anyways, no, I got one coming in the mirror. Well, that's good you're drinking sugar-free drink mix, dear Cam. Me? I don't want to drink your sugar mix. It's Friday night. And I've been racking my brain with waiting for that $1,281. And then Chloe told me I can have all of it because she basically made an ass out of me and embarrassed me at the outside the grocery store courthouse when she said what she said, which you heard it, but dear old Gail hasn't, which was she basically yelled when a sheriff walked past to go to her car because the sheriff and the courthouse is across the street from the grocery store that kicked her out, that Wes is a motherfucking bigoted white trash piece of shit. When she stopped and I asked why she said that, she raised louder and said, Mary is a motherfucking bigoted white trash piece of shit. Now she wants to give me all that money. And I've been spending my time getting spreadsheets done for Christmas. Now laundry's done, which means he can go off to Walmart on Tuesday, which means he might pick up some Christmas presents, put under the Christmas tree then. Meanwhile, I still got to place an order for some stuff anyways. Meaning I'm waiting for my stickers to come in so I can start wrapping presents because that tree is going to be overflowing with Christmas presents by December. Cheers to Christmas. Of course, the only problem I have is the lamb. The lamb hasn't been able to get a date to slaughter my 8 little lambs. Probably by the time lamb season comes next year, I might have 20 lambs ready to slaughter. But the farmer knows I'm supporting her right now, and I just want my meal so I don't have to eat 140 pounds of hamburger, which I will. We're going hamburger shopping on Tuesday. Cheers to hamburger being 10-pound chubs for $19 each. I'm getting about 140 pounds of hamburger Tuesday, or as many as Walmart has. But you know what? It'll be fine. I will survive on that while I wait for this pandemic to end. Anyone else have anything to say? Man, this is some extra good strong stout. This is what I'm talking about. You get an extra stout, it works. You don't get an extra stout, it doesn't work. Now, I'm not mad at my cousin. I did tell my cousin tonight, cousin-in-law, I told my cousin I'm not mad at my cousin-in-law. What I'm angry about is myself. You know, I felt like I was being led by the nose. They said they'd be there for me, and I was looking to buy a travel trailer, just in case as a backup. And they're moving to Texas. And then I'm supposed to see the heart doctor in January, and yet they want to be having the household and gone to Texas by January. And now they want to go fly fishing, I think, in Texas. And I wanted to go fly fishing with them in springtime in Oregon. By the way, my cousin wrote me a letter, and it hasn't hit the mailbox yet. Nor is that check. So I'm kind of concerned about that, too, with the postal service, the way it's going on. I already canceled it completely. I'm not paying for service I can't use or call people. So I'm already having enough trouble with other things. Cheers to my beer. I'm not going anywhere until... No, I'm not going anywhere for the next week, I think. I've walked about 20 miles in the last 2 days. I think I deserve a relax. And with me subscribed to BritBox, I can watch all those British shows I like. So, you know, we have 6 people and only 2 commenting. So I'm trying to deduce who is watching me as well. Not including that Chloe got angry and said my family truly doesn't care for me. Otherwise, they would be there for me. So technically, I have to take care of myself. Pee-wee came up the other day and said the same thing. But she also says Chloe's demon-possessed. But at the same time, Chloe also said that Brad, Ivy, and Hannah Bug's a scammer. I was going to get Hannah some clothes for Christmas, yet Chloe said no. Only because Hannah wanted Gucci purse, $2,100 to $2,500. Chloe said absolutely not. Then she wanted a Gucci shirt. Again, absolutely not, pure silk. Then she wanted something else was $900. Again, absolutely not. So I've been fighting with Chloe. So Hannah hasn't surfaced. Brad hasn't surfaced. And Ivy hasn't serviced. Now, Chloe claims that they're a scammer because Brad has like 4 houses he inherited and he's on SSI supposedly. And Chloe threw this book at me saying you can't own a house and if you're on SSI. SSI doesn't allow you to have a house because if you haven't, you have Medicaid. The state wants their fucking money. I don't know where it is, though. It was a book she threw the other day to me. Medicare, SSI. It's in this pile somewhere. It doesn't really matter. All I know is Chloe basically challenged it, and I was like, okay. This. What you need to know when you get SSI. There you go. So, she was using her deductions there. So anyways, when Chloe gets back, I'm going to turn on the TV and wait for enchiladas. So you get me until Chloe comes back, and then I'm watching TV, and then I'm going to lovelyly relax over happiness. Cheers to life. I shouldn't have bought beer, but I wanted some. A good pint goes a long ways, you know. The last pint I had, porter sucked. That stuff shouldn't even be called porter. And as anyone can see, a little guy is basically tossing logs around right now. We bought him some new logs. Hello, little boy. You want a kiss? Okay. One of the things that brings me happiness in this world. Well, good night. Enjoy yourself. So, I guess, Cam, you're making hamburger helpy, and I'm about to log off, but TV in, I guess, because no one's commenting, which is a good thing, because, frankly, it's an hour and 11 minutes again, and I, frankly, have nothing better to say or do, and I've explained the stimulus check thing in detail. So, cheers to my beer, to the rest of you. Hope we have a great evening, and unless someone's going to help her. Well, you see, you're cooking, and I'm waiting for dinner, so I want to get into my jammies and watch TV. So, unless you're going to comment more, Cam, I should disappear. Enjoy a pint or two of the Guinness Irish's finest, and relax over some more Sherlock Holmes, because 2 more episodes of season 3, which is purely my good fellow, my good chap, is 2 hours at a time. So by the time I get done, it'll be time for a movie, which means season 4 starts tomorrow. And then I'm still working on getting season 8 and 9 of Little House to be finished. And there's some other things I want, but right now I'm not really interested in the storyline of Little House because it's kind of boring, and I find other mysteries to be better. So good night, Gail. Cam, are you going to be leaving me too, I assume? Well, hello there, doggy. What's up? Did you go out today with me? No, you didn't, did you? No, so you could stay and... Nope, you gotta conserve. No. Alright, well, enjoy your Netflix. So the rest of you out there, please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like, subscribe button. So some funny for your family. Could your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, or service dogs. Hit the bell notification for new content every day. Admiral log out. USS Excelsior. NCC 77246. This transmission ends now.